I'm gonna prove a point.
Illustrations by me.
So I decided, I've done a lot of videos lately where it may seem like I am a watercolor snob, and I'm really not. I'm really not. If I get something and they tell me it's professional, it's not professional, I'll say something. Or if they say, hey, this is supposed to be light fast, and then I find out it's not, I may say something. Or if they give me wrong pigment information, or if they give me wrong any kind of information, I may challenge, hey, you said that was opaque, it's not opaque, or you said it was transparent, doesn't look transparent. But I'm not a snob with it. I use things the way they need to be used. So if you give me something and say, this is how this needs to be used, I'm going to try and use it that way. And if it doesn't work, that's fine for me. If it doesn't work for me, I will say something. But for the most part, if you say this is supposed to work this way, I'm not going to say, well, that's not how I work. I work like this, so I'm going to do it like this. That's not what I do. That's what a lot of artists do. You should never judge a product like that. If they say this is supposed to be like this and you use it like this and it doesn't work, you can't blame them. It's supposed to be used like this. That's how it is. So I said all of that to say this. It really doesn't matter what you use so long as you understand what you're using. So if you use a lower grade paint and whatever, and you understand that it's a lower grade, and you put it in your sketchbook and you understand that's how I'm using it, it's not going to act like my other watercolor that's professional grade or whatever else, it's going to act like something different, and you use it that way and you make it work, that's it. That's all you have to know. If it works for you, based on you using it the way that it needs to work, not the other way around. So I went on Amazon and I said, I want to find the cheapest sets I can find, cheapest watercolor sets, to prove that you can use anything to create art. Now, what I came across, I know, I don't like them, but look how tiny this thing is. Some of you are going to go crazy over that. You can almost fit it behind your ear. It doesn't quite stay, but almost. It's almost there. And some of you love that. It'll fit in your shirt pocket, that's for sure. It'll fit just right there. Of course, you have nothing to paint with. Don't say that, little brush. Don't even bring it up. Listen, there's 6 half pans in here. The thing that surprised me is when I picked them up, I read them after. I can't find this Mifuner. Can you see that? It's a Mifuner. If you know anything about Mifuner, please let me know. I have no idea about Mifuner, but Mifuner is going to end up on me palette. That's what it's going to happen. And we're going to use, that was terrible. I may cut that out of this video. So on the back, they tell you this what the paint color is and how much paint is in there. And then on the front, they just give you a paint number with a light fast rating. And on the side, it says that these were tested to ASTM standard. Can you see that? These are ASTM tested paints, and they said that they will never fade. They're non-toxic as well. So they say non-toxic, and they say, no, this doesn't say never fade. The other set did. I have 2 sets. I bought 2 sets. I bought this set as well because it gives you a little variety of normal colors there. A yellow, a red, a blue, a green, a brown, and a black. That's the standard set. This one is just a bunch of earth colors. But I thought that one said never fade on it. Hold on, let me just make sure. Oh, it says it on the front. You see on the front there, on the bottom, it says never fade. It's hard to read, but it says never fade on it. Okay, so these are supposed to not fade. They're supposed to all be extremely light fast. It was $8 for a 6-piece set. That means it's $1 a pan plus $2 for the tin. Now, one of them, this one does not close as well. I had to bend it a little bit. This one with the standard colors in it, it closes just fine. It clips closed, and there's a little button here you press to open it up. Wonderful. This one does not do that. It doesn't clip closed. You can eventually get it to stay closed, but you can just pull it right open. It doesn't stay. It got bent. It came in an envelope. They sent this little piece of aluminum nothing in an envelope, and it got bent in the mail. The other thing they do is they send these little things here. At first I thought it was just something to throw away because it was inside the palette. But no, there are little dots on here. Can you see the little dots? Yeah, little dots on there. And so when you peel off this plastic, you can also take that dot is sticky and you can put it on the bottom of the pan and stick it into here so they don't fall, they don't roll around or whatever. So if you do have it open, they won't fall out just like that. So we'll see. I'm not going to probably do that on this one because if I do something with these, if I like them, I'm going to put them into a palette all together, probably with little magnets on them. But I'm going to swatch these out. They have no pigment information. I don't know anything about that. We're just going to look at the colors, see if they're nice, see if they're usable, see how vibrant they are, and then I will paint with them. But I just wanted to show you that I had no idea they were going to be these never fade light fast pigments. But I am not expecting them to be high tinting strength. $1 a pan. I don't expect very much, and I wasn't expecting very much. That's why I got them. Let's see what they actually can do. But I'm going to swatch them out, and then we'll look at it, and then I'm going to paint with them and show you that you can take anything and paint with them and still do something, okay? We're going to try, even if they don't act like regular watercolor, which was a complaint I had a couple of videos ago. You heard me rant about it. You don't learn with them. You just learn how to use these. But I want to be fair with this too. I was going on and on about, people got very upset that I was talking about student grade watercolor in a bad way. A lot of people, it was like a 50-50 split. Some people said, yes, you should never use student grade because the lower grade, you can't learn with them. It just doesn't do the same thing, and so you're not going to learn right. And that was my argument. But the other thing is, brands work differently. So let's say you had Winsor & Newton. Winsor & Newton did not flow through the paper, the water. Don't get me wrong, when you paint with them, they flow through the water. But when you have a watered out area and you just touch it in there, it pretty much stayed put. You remember that when we did the whole swatching of the Winsor & Newton line. However, when you use core watercolor, as soon as you touch the water, it pops through the water and it spreads so quickly you can't control it. So if you learn on Winsor & Newton, you may not like core. They're both 100% professional watercolor. However, they act completely differently. So if you learn with one and you switch to the other, you will either not like it or have to relearn how to use it. And if you're used to your paint staying put, and then you go to the core and it shoots across the page and you didn't want it to, you get it. You understand what I'm trying to say. It's a different thing. Just like if you use the core paints and you learn, and you basically learn to paint where everything you do, you know that if that water goes a little bit, it's going to shoot across there and you're planning on that happening and it doesn't do that, you're going to say, oh, this doesn't act like professional grade watercolor because professional grade watercolor shoots through the water. So everything is a little different. If you're used to using a paint that maybe is lower tinting strength where you have to build up color and you don't, I'm going to give you an example. The Liquitex Basics is the exact same pigments, the same light fast pigments as the Liquitex Professional, but there's less pigment in the paint. Now, some people prefer that. Some artists like Lisa from Lockery, you know her, she uses the Liquitex Basics, not the professional stuff. Number one, they're much less expensive. But number two, she likes to build up her colors slowly. So she likes to put many layers on of acrylic paint, and that's what she uses. But other people like to use the professional because they don't want to have to put many layers of color to build it up. They want to just put it on the page and have it built up immediately. And some watercolor companies are like that, from what I understand. Now, I thought the Sennelier was very vibrant. I thought that you could put it down pretty full strength and it would pop pretty good. But some other people, many people who use the Sennelier all the time, say, no, really, Sennelier is good for glazing. You should build up your colors with that. So you should put it down thinner at first and build it up because that's how this is normally used. Now, I didn't know that. That's not a company that I use a lot, but I don't paint that way anyway. I used to slowly build up a lot of color. Now, maybe 2 layers and I'm done. Sometimes 1 layer and I'm done. I put it down as concentrated as I can on the first shot. But sometimes 2 or maybe 3 and I'm done and that's it. So it just depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you like to paint. And here's the thing, if you get a product and it doesn't work the way you enjoy using it, then don't use it. It's not the product's fault if it's not meant to be used that way and you use it that way and it doesn't work that way. That's not the product's fault, and you say, oh, it's a bad product. It's not a bad product. You just didn't use it right. So if you don't enjoy using it that way, then don't do it. But if you do, like I enjoy using all different types of products, from the absolute crap garbage to the best in the world, because I like to figure out how it's supposed to be used and then do it that way and see if I enjoy that process. And if I enjoy that process, I'll use that product that way every time. And I'll use the other product the way it's supposed to be used. That's something I enjoy doing. But if you don't enjoy doing that, then don't do that. Let's get into the swatch and then we'll do a painting and we'll see how that goes. Oh wait, before we do that, there's special bonus. At the end of this video, I'm gonna do a flip through. I did finish a sketchbook. Nobody watches the sketchbook videos. So if you want to, at the end of the video, I'm going to flip through this sketchbook. It's a B watercolor, the B Creative watercolor book. I finished one. I had to buy another one. Oh, here it is. I bought another one. It's right here. And that's what I'll be using in today's video. But for whatever reason, this is the book that I keep having to have on my shelf, because when I run out of it, I reach for it all the time. Even though I don't do a lot of my finished work on it all the time, I just reach for it for things like this. When I do my swatching or when I do whatever, it has a perforation in it, I can cut it out. It's high quality paper, so I know how the paint's gonna react on it. I just happen to do that. I will have to get into this, but I gotta figure out where all the paints went now. I have 4 of them on my desk. I have to go find 2. They're somewhere in the room. I don't know where they went when I dumped them. It's a story of my life. That's how my whole life works. So anyway, let me go get them and then we'll swatch them out. Okay, here we are. We are going to get started with this now. This is very interesting. I did not expect that to be that bright of a yellow. I know it's called yellow and this one is not, but that's okay. We're going to start. This is just the order that they came in. That's how I'm going to use them. There was stuff stuck on here that I didn't like. Some of the paper stuck to some of the tops of the paints, but not all of them, just some of them. But you can see a little bit, maybe a little bit of glue residue. I don't know. Maybe it just slapped down on the paint, or maybe they just put it down there when they were wet and that's why they stuck. This is a little mixing area in here. I don't know how well it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to do really good for a mixing. Let's see. Yeah, see how it beads up like that? Now, some people don't care about that. I usually don't care about it too much, but some people that bothers the crap out of them. But that's okay. So let's see what this looks like. So let's start with the golden yellow and see what that looks like. That is much more vibrant than I would have ever expected. These are going to shock the crap out of me. I had no idea that these were like this. This says that they're artist grade paint. So I didn't know that. I just picked the cheapest thing I could find. I didn't really look at this. And I saw this little tiny palette. I thought it would be funny. Everybody's going to laugh at me anyway because I hate the little palettes. And it moves through the water. Oh no. Oh, we just accidentally found my favorite watercolor company. It was a total accident. Anyway, I may have to get some more of their sets. Look how bright that is. That's amazing. And it's a little bit on the warmer side. Oh, this is not good for me. I'm going to look like a complete amateur. I'm going to say how much I love these dollar pans, and people are going to laugh at me. That's okay. I'm used to that. Don't worry about that. The only thing, this number just means the number of the paint. It's not a pigment number, so we're not going through pigments. And they all have a 3 light fast rating. They say they're ASTM standard, but that's not an ASTM standard thing. You don't do the stars, you do like the Roman numerals, but they don't have those. So if you, oh my goodness, look how bright that is. That's incredible. I expected these to be terrible paints. I really did. This completely ruins the whole premise of the whole video. Oh my goodness, I ruined myself by picking good paints. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is some of the most vibrant and easily re-wettable paints that I've picked up in my life. Look at that. Oh, and how can they be that cheap? Something's going on. You gotta, if you know anything about this brand, please tell me. Tell me that they're dyes and they're not real pigments, or tell me something. Look at that. That's definitely got white in it. That's an opaque color, but it's that cerulean type color. Because these are all non-toxic also. So I know that there's no cerulean in here. This is not a cerulean blue. But it's probably like a phthalo with a white. I'm just guessing. Because it's a cool blue with a white and very opaque. But my goodness, these are beautiful. I am shocked. I had no idea. That one stayed put a little bit, but it spread a little bit too. It spreads a little bit. I had no idea these were going to be like this. These are gorgeous paints. That's a cool red. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's a little bit of a warmer yellow up here. And it can be a cool yellow down here. So you can get both of them in this. That's, yeah, oh goodness. This is not good for me. Well, I guess it is good for me, but you are going to be shocked. Oh my god. Okay, finally, there you go. Okay, so there's a green I don't like. That's something at least I found that I don't like. There's a green that's not my favorite. I don't like those yellow greens. They're not pretty to me. I'm sure some of you are gonna love it. Oh look, you see the green in here? This is a phthalo mix. You see that green in that brush? That is a phthalo mix if I've ever seen one. I don't have to know the pigment in it. I know what's in it. Phthalo green is in it. Oh, the donkey! It stained the crap out of that. It stained all the way half up the brush. Oh, you suck. Okay, dark purple. Let's see what this looks like. I expected this one to be a little bit darker than what it looks like. It's coming off on the palette here. So let's see here. Oh, that's a really pretty color. That's a really pretty color. Almost like a magenta-ish color, but much darker. And these are, oh my goodness. Never in my life would I ever have expected this. And look at that move. It's, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. For the first time in my life on these videos, I could be speechless. It just, I don't understand what's happening. Okay, let's look at the ivory black. I'm sure there's going to be a warm black if it's really ivory black. So it'll be a little bit more to the brown side. And it is. It's more to the brown side. Almost looks like a darker brown down in this area. But that's a real ivory black. That's what ivory black looks like. But so concentrated. I don't know what to say here. You let me know. You want to say something? Go ahead and say something, because I have no idea what to say. These are beautiful paints. All right, now we're going to start with the yellow, and I'm not going to like this color because I don't like lemon yellows. That's just how it is. But let's just see how bright it is. I'm sure it's bright and vibrant, and everybody loves it. Yep, look at that. Bright and vibrant, and everybody loves it. Oh, my goodness. I swore there were some bad reviews on these paints. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there are some bad reviews on the paints. They say they're pretty, but the pans aren't filled properly. You're getting them for $1. That's if I get these for $1, that's as much paint as I'm going to need in the pan. They're $1. Buy two. People are so ridiculous. Oh boy. There's another one who said it. There's another one who's complaining about how much paint's in the pan. For $1, you shouldn't even get a dot. Go ask Schminke for $1 worth of paint. They won't even give you a dot card for $1 of paint. Oh no, now I just picked on the Schminke people. People are going to freak out at me. It's okay, don't worry about it. This is a deep yellow ochre. Let's see what this looks like. That's pretty. That's a pretty color. I like that color. I'm a big yellow ochre fan. But, and this does not look like a dark yellow ochre, but it is a deep yellow ochre. So I guess this is more brown up here than a yellow ochre, but this is a little bit light. Yes, it's a pretty color. That's a nice earth tone. I like earth tones too. So that's, and it moves through the water. We're just having a blast here today. Okay, a plum purple. We got another purple in here. These are not in any order other than the way that they were set up when I got them. So I did not change anything. I'm just putting them down the way that I received them. Now look at this dark purple versus, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful color. Oh no. Okay, plum purple. What do you got here? That's a beautiful color. Look how dark that is. I can't get over how concentrated they are. I am going to buy every set that they have on Amazon right now. These are, oh, why did it drip to the side like that? These are absolutely stunning paints. I absolutely love them. Oh, goodness. Okay, reddish brown. Let's see what this looks like. I'm guessing this is going to be like a burnt sienna color. Reddish brown, that's what I would pick. Burnt sienna. Wow, it's a little bit darker of a burnt sienna, like maybe a burnt sienna deep or something like that, but that's a really pretty color. Wonderful, it's beautiful. It's a little bit more red than a burnt umber, so I wouldn't call it that. But definitely, oh my goodness, that's a beautiful color. And look at that move through there. Okay, tea color. I don't know. That's what it says. Tea color. That's exactly what it says. Let's see here. Well, it's a tea color. It's a little bit of a yellowish green. I'm just not fond of the yellow greens. I'm gonna have to look through their other sets. They have a lot of them. Let me see. Right now, I think they have. Oh, those are just empty pans. So they have some empty pans with. Holy crap! They fill one of these boxes with 16 pans. In one of these with 16 pans. Oh my goodness, that's insane. Maybe the box is a little bit bigger and I'm reading that wrong. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different sets of 6 colors. I'm gonna have to get, and they're $8 each. I'm gonna have to look into that. I may have to get some more of these. I'm floored by how easily they re-wet and how bright and vibrant they are. Those are not, they would hold up to any professional watercolor paint I've ever seen. Now, I don't know how long they're gonna last. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea if the light fast thing is real, but I want to get in touch with this company. If you know anything about them, please let me know because I need to find out about them. This is brown, and it's not really a brown. That's a yellow. That's almost like a nickel azo yellow. That's what that is. But just a little bit more brown in it or something. Maybe with a little bit of red in it, like we saw with the other brand with Sennelier or something. But so I'm not fond of this color. And the greens I could use. I'll use this. I'll use that too. Yeah, I probably could. So I'm not fond of this color very much. It's starting to get a little bit more of it's starting to dry a little different. This one I'm not going to use. But these colors here are beautiful. I don't know. I have no idea what to think about them. You tell me. What do you think? I've never seen anything like that before in my life. This is $8 for this. $8. That's the deal of the century if you're looking at these colors. All right, I'm gonna do a painting, and then we'll go through the other book and I'll show you what I did with it. But I cannot get over these. These are absolutely stunning. My video is ruined. I can't prove anything anymore. These are beautiful. Of course I'm going to be able to paint with these. They're absolutely wonderful. So I don't know what to say anymore. Where do you get off is what I want to say. Where do you get off with an $8 palette of 6 colors, $1 a pan basically, and plus you got to figure in the money for the case. It's a metal case with a little mixing area. That's $2 at least. So $1 a pan, and you ruin my video. I don't come to your house and ruin your video. You came into my house and ruined mine. Does anybody know where these paints are coming from? Who is this company? Where have they come from? There's no website. I even asked AI. They don't know where they come from. They said, oh, I think they just sell on Amazon. I know that. I bought it on Amazon. But who are they? Where are they? Who makes them? What pigments are in them? How do they do that for $1? I did find one moron on Amazon who commented that they were low tinting strength. You saw me wet them and put them here, right? Now they were talking about one of the other sets, but I don't see how any of them could. These are two different sets. Is there a low tinting strength anywhere on here? No. They said, oh, and there was little, the pan wasn't quite full enough. It's $1. If you get half of the pan, you've gotten more than your money's worth. I just don't get it. I'm not sure how they did it. So what I did was I muted these way down. I mixed them. I mixed every color I could. I used that light blue that has white in it. I thought, oh, that'll definitely muddy things up. Nope. There's like a nice bluish gray, and there's a purplish gray, and then there's I don't even know, another blue that goes off to the side. All of them, they were all from that. I mixed them with that. And the red, the crimson color, whatever color that is. And that was in a lot of things, and it's bright and vibrant. And I took the dark purple and then the plum purple and the reddish brown I mixed with a lot of stuff and put them all down here. I couldn't get a bad color. The greens that I mixed 3 different greens. Well, the 4 different greens. And all of them, the one on the top right is just not my shade of green, but bright and pops more than any of the other ones. The other 3 shades of green I really loved. One's in the bottom right corner. One goes across the very top, almost looks like a green gray, which actually, for whatever reason, I liked here. And one's on the left side, top left. And I like that one. I loved all the colors here. I said, they ruined the video because the idea was you're supposed to be able to buy any crappy set of paints, put them in your sketchbook, and be able to create with them. It just, yes, some of them may not act like regular watercolor, but you can do something with them. These worked beautifully. They worked just like any other watercolor I've ever used. Bright, vibrant. I had to tone them down to get them to make some kind of sense on the page with this whole point of this video. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this, but I'm telling you, this is different. That's all. It's just, this was a different experience for me. I was planning on doing something completely different, and it threw me for a loop. I have nothing prepared. I have no talking points, nothing I want to even say other than you have to keep looking, because you may find something that you absolutely love that is hiding under a rock somewhere. And when you find it, you're going to be so excited. I'm very excited to find these paints. I'm going to get some of their other sets just to put them together, just to see if I want to find a green that I really like. The other 2, they're okay. But they have a whole set of greens. I might get that. They have a perylene green. Well, they call it a blackish green, but you know what it is. It's a perylene green. I love perylene colors. I love perylene green, and that looks very dark. I'm going to get that green set just for that. It's $8. If I bought a pan of perylene green, I'd spend more than $8. So I'm up already just with the one color. If I get any of the other colors that I like, we're good. And I wasn't even particularly excited about this piece. It's fine, but I wasn't particularly excited about it. Nothing was like really standing out to me. There was nothing to really develop as much like I wanted to, but everything worked fine. And I think I was just so thrown off that I couldn't even concentrate on what I was doing, because I loved the colors and I wasn't supposed to. This was supposed to be a different kind of video, and I ended up loving the paints, loving the colors, even the muted colors version of them. When I tried to mute everything down, I loved those colors even more. I don't know what else to say about it. I think this came out wonderful as far as the color palette goes. There was a couple things I wish I had, like a different kind of blue or something like that. But other than that, everything else was fine. I even used the greens on the palette. And like I said, I mixed those 3. I really liked them. But everything worked. I don't know. I have no idea. That goes to show you can be surprised and get something that you think might not even be good. And it turns out it's absolutely wonderful. You enjoy it so much that it's wonderful. You're shocked. Where do they get off? Someone actually complained on Amazon that it's too small of a palette. So now I agree with them. It's too small of a palette. But if you have half pans in there, 6 half pans, it's decent at least. I was gonna paint with that little brush with these. I should do that. I should get a tiny little piece of paper, use the tiny brush, and use the tiny palette and paint a picture. That's what I should do. If I cut a little square of paper and stuck it in the top of that mixing palette area, you could have like a little pochade box that's like this big. It would be ridiculous. This would be my pochade box, and I'd sit there like this and paint on the inside with that little tiny brush. I wonder if it would fit in here. Let me tell you, you all hate me because there was more requests to paint with this little piece of garbage brush. It doesn't even, you can't even fit this brush in here. This thing, hold on a second. You were all talking about this. Oh, I love the brush. It's like an inch long handle. It's an inch long, maybe a little bit longer, but it's about an inch long handle. And you want me to paint like this. And people were like, oh, just put it in a pencil extender. I have a pencil extender. You can't fit it in here. If you put this in the pencil extender and tighten it all the way down, you tighten it all the way down and it falls in because it doesn't fit in the pencil extender. You need something that holds toothpicks. That's what you need, a toothpick extender. And then maybe. But I don't see how you have this little tiny grip on here and you think you're going to paint like that. I'm going to get a cramp just holding it like this, trying to do this. I don't know what you're all doing. You don't know what you're doing. But if you can't fit this in here, this is a small palette. I should open it up and I'll have my little brush and I'll paint with it and people will look at me like I'm a lunatic because only a lunatic would do that. Little brush. You just want to see me struggle is what you want. You want me to get a cramp in my hand while I'm trying to paint with this little thing. I know how you are. I understand. I can see behind the scenes. I know you're like, oh, watch, I'm going to tell him that I paint with it and I love it. I know, it's not fun. He'll try and paint with it. I know, I see it. It's the biggest practical joke you're trying to play on me because I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it in a video. We're going to paint with this thing in one video and you're going to see how much I struggle. I can't even imagine it. If you have any information on this company, please let me know. I want to know all about them. I want to be able to contact them and talk to them and find out some answers or questions that I have. And it's important to me that I find this company somewhere. And I seem to not be able to do things. You all end up always finding information and sending it my way and saying, look, you moron, it was right in front of your face. That's fine. I just want to get the information. You can say whatever you want to me. But overall, these were a pleasure to use. Just like these people popping up on the screen here, they're always a pleasure. I love talking to them. They're wonderful people. So thumb up the video if you are going to go look at these little sets now and try and figure out if you're going to use this absolutely ridiculous thing that is so good. I wish I would have found this years ago because they're inexpensive and they're beautiful. I don't care if I'm going to wait. Until I find out fully that this has actually been tested and these are really light fast. I'm not selling anything with these, but I will use them all the time. What I might do is get 2 of these set, like 2 of each set, take it out of the half pan, put the paint into full pans and do it that way and put it in a different thing. I'm not going to use this little thing. I probably, I might keep it in there for a conversation piece, but that's all this is. This is so impractical. I would drop this in a heartbeat. Holding like this and trying to paint while I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Maybe I could. I don't know. Well, I'll try, but it's very difficult. Okay, so before you leave, we're going to go through the other book and just hang on for a second. I'm going to do the flip through of that book and I'll talk a little bit about it. And also, I have some things I'm sure that I screwed up because that seems to be what I do, especially when I'm thrown so off like this that I don't even know which way is up. All right, let's get into checking out this book and just flipping through and seeing some stuff that I've already had done. Okay, I have to ask you this question. I have the DaVinci watercolor. We've talked about it before multiple times. There's 108 colors, I think. There are 109 colors, something like that. They're broken up into little packets. Each packet has about 24 in them. I think some are less, some are more, whatever. About 24 colors in each one. I think, you let me know, I may do one packet per video and do, let me show you. Okay, these are them. So each packet of these things, when you open it up, it's a little container and it has 24 colors in it. You see that? So should I do one video? Because that's a lot of time. You saw that 48 set took me, what? That was almost a 2-hour video. I don't know how long this is going to take me. So instead of doing a 2-hour video, what if I just did the 24, swatch them out, paint with them. I'll do a painting in each video. And then the next week, I'll go on to the next one. And we'll just do that. And at the very end, I'll do a separate video where, or maybe on the last video of the whole series where I do the last set, that I just go through and pick out or tell you which colors I think I'm going to get and go through all of them, look through the whole color chart and see, okay, this is where we are, this is what we have, and these are the colors that I like. Maybe I'll do that. I want to hear from you, because we're talking a long, here's what I'm thinking. 2, 4, I'm thinking like 5.5 hours if I did a single video. A 5.5 hour video? Anyone gonna watch that? I don't think so. So, and unless you don't want me to go through the pigments, I can not go through the pigments. I can do that, but I like doing that. That's something that interests me. So I want to go through and say, oh look, this pigment is this one, PW6, and I want to go through all those. I don't know. You let me know what you think you want to see, and that's what we'll do. And the reason that I put this at the end of the video before I do that flip through is because I only want the real core audience of this channel to decide those things. Because other people that already tuned off of this video because this one was too long, you take a hike. You have no opinion. That's just how that is. Okay, let's get into, I want to show you the book. Let me show you the book. Okay, so for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, I always tear this little, oh, you can see it this way. Yeah, okay. So I always tear this little hole here. And I did it. This is the new one. And look at this here. There's the thing here. It tears. I don't know why they glue the inside piece to that, but this is the inside piece. I always tape it in the back here. It tells me all the information about a book. I always tape whatever that was wrapped around that tells you about the book, I always tape it in the back so I can remember. If I say, oh, what GSM is this, and how many sheets are in here, and what kind of paper is it, and it's right all here. That's fine. This was I guess a talk about color theory, and it was very confusing, it looks like, because I don't even know what all these are pointing at now, so it must have been confusing back then. I have no idea. This was just a little painting that I did sitting on my couch, just relaxing, and it was a beautiful day out. I had the windows open, and I was just painting next to the window, and this is what I painted here. So I enjoyed this one. I did this with the dark days. You can see all the texture and granulation that's in here. I love this piece here. I think it was very nice compared for what I was using it for. This was a single color challenge, I guess. I don't do challenges like what other people do, but I like to do my own stuff, and I like to look at my own stuff. So that's this here. That was when I was getting ready to do some folk art, and I wanted to just see how it would layer. And I did this here where I left that too wet, so when I put this one in, it bled into this one. So I was just testing this out. See, not all my sketchbooks, I know the ones that you see on the channel a lot look like, oh, everyone has a piece on it. But these don't. These I just do random things on. That's just what happens. And then I was looking at the different ways to do the, I think I had this in a video, actually, when I was doing this. And I was trying, okay, you could do a tree and do little accentuating things here, or you can just have the regular things on the side, just like that. And then I did a folk art piece, and I love this piece. I love folk art. I like the way that it looks. It's just very interesting to me. I think it's nice. So I put this piece together in a video. I enjoyed that. This was a different video. This is also a video. And I started doing, I don't even remember what this one was about, but I can go back and check it out. But I like that one. It's a vulture head inside some weird thing. It just, I like it. Okay, there you go. This is the first set. The first set of the granulating Gansai colors, and I swatched them out here, and then I did the separation. This was after I figured out how to do it right. I did the separation here and then painted it. So I did that. But I like how these come out just like this. So I might not need to do this later. This was an acrylic marker that I thought would work on paper. And I went to start doing it, and it just tore this whole thing up. I started putting it in here, and this is all torn up. There's pilled, and it's dry. It wasn't good, so I stopped right away. And that's what happens. Sometimes you start something in a sketchbook, and it doesn't work out. And if it was just that I didn't like the composition or I didn't like the colors or something, I would have finished it anyway. But once it started tearing up the paper, I couldn't finish it. Oh, this is with the Grimly brushes. I did this one here with the my favorite, new favorite watercolor type brush is a Grimly brush. Let me flip this over because I don't know if it's in focus if I start going, further down to the table. Anyway, really enjoyed doing this. I really liked it. And it's an interesting brush to make those strokes. So wonderful. I don't know why I have this to the side. I'm actually not going to be up on the screen explaining this to you. So that would be a little strange because you just see the side of my head because I'm not looking at the thing. Anyway, this is another one. Started doing that and just stopped. I did a little one just to see if I could repeat what I did, and then stopped. Now that I left this so much wetter that a lot of these colors kind of blended into each other. If you go back to that other one, hold on. So if you go back to this one, you see a lot of the colors, even though some of them are blended, they're also separate. You can see very distinct marks on where all the colors are. Whereas this one, they kind of just blend it all together. You can see some marks here, but so I just wanted to see if I could repeat it, and I didn't do such a good job on that one. But I do love the way that it looks. I just didn't separate the colors right, but I love how this came out. I have no idea what this one was about. I know it was a video. I know this is up there somewhere. Don't understand where it's from. Now, let me just tell you something else here. So I think everything done in this book was from 25. Oh no, okay, these were 24. Okay. So that was 24. Oh, this is 24. Okay. That's 24. Okay, I was wrong. So it's 24 and 25. That's quick for me. Usually I have a sketchbook for years and years before it's filled up. So 24 to 25, and we're not even done with 25. That's a big improvement for me. But I like the piece. I just don't remember what it's from. This I do remember. This is with the Meaden palettes. And can you see the glisten on them? I don't know if you can. So some of these are the metallic paints. Like these are shiny. These are shiny. In the mouth is shiny. On the neck is shiny. And the rest of them are the neon colors and then the standard palette. And the neon colors and the metallic colors I gave to my niece because she absolutely loved them. And I hope she's enjoying them. But they were special. And I have the original, the standard palette set that I still have because I gave her a Rosa Gallery set and she loves those for regular paints. So don't remember what this one was about or what I was doing here. Oh, yes, I do. I was adding, was I adding acrylic? I was adding acrylic to watercolor. I'm going to do some more of that. We're going to have some fun with that. Same thing here. I was adding acrylic to watercolor. And I like the way that this one came out. It's this weird, I don't know, alien face or something. I don't know. But anyway, I really enjoyed that one. You know what this is. I'm not saying the word. It's the Nouveau set. It's the Kuretake Nouveau set. And I love how this came out. I love how those paints work on the page. I think the Nuance set is different as far as there's some lighter colors, Like if this section here was the nuance set, it would look entirely different because of the color selection. But these came out a little bit darker, but still beautiful. I love them. I think that's a wonderful piece. This was some acrylic markers too. I don't like this one. It's not my favorite at all. At first it was fine, and I thought, yeah, it's okay, not bad, whatever. But I really don't like it. I probably won't do that again. I'm going to use watercolor from now on with my acrylic markers. And this is the set 2 of the granulating, Kuretake granulating set 2. And I like how this came out. I think it was great. This little bird head or whatever that's over here, I think it's great. And the little flower thing sticking, I think I like it a lot. This was just recently, I was explaining to you some color theory again. I do that a lot. And I use this book a lot because I like how it comes out. This turned out very orange. Now, when I first did that, and I put it down here, I'm like, oh, it's not really an orange. Oh, this dried to a complete orange. This is more like a pumpkin orange. This is a little bit darker. And I loved those colors. So that was from the Sennelier set. And I could do the orange, I guess. So that's great. This is also from the Sennelier set. And this is the grumpy frog or grumpy. So everyone said grumpy person. Everybody here sees a face with like leaning down on their arm or something. That's interesting. I don't see it as much, but that's okay. But I love these clouds. That's my favorite thing in the whole painting were those clouds because of those quill brushes. And they're just beautiful. And this was a recent one you just saw as well. I love this piece. I think it's great. The thing that I really like is this section here. It looks like, to me, it looks like a crab claw or something. And then like a pearl with like a seashell, and there's like sitting on the bottom of the ocean with the water around it. I don't know. Just this little section is all I really like, and that's the reason I like it. But I like a lot of the colors and how they came out. These are bright and vibrant colors, so I do like that. And I think that's it. That's all of it. I've torn plenty of stuff out of here because when I swatch a video, when I swatch in a video, something like this, I usually tear it out and I stick it. I have a folder full of swatches that I stick it in. So there's not as many pages in here anymore than what I started with, but that's okay. And now we have the new one, and we have the new painting in the new one, just getting started. And that's a good start to the book. I enjoy it. Okay, let's get to the bloopers. They're both 100% professional water grade paints. Water grade. Okay, that's going to be cut out and put at the end. That's the same thing. Is it Winsor and I keep saying it. It's Winsor Newton, right? Winsor Newton or Winsor and Newton. I don't know. It's Fig and Newton. I know that. And the name of this set is Mr. Funer. Mr. Funer? Mifuner. I thought that was an R. It's Mifuner, not Mr. Funer. That's not a person. What am I gonna say? I don't know. I can't believe it. I don't know. You think this is a strange video, but I'm dumbfounded every day of my life. If you would like to join our community, go to illustrationsbypete.com. You can come in, you can put your own artwork on the site and promote it. You can find some inspiration in the free reference photos. You can just use them however you want in your artwork. You do not need to credit me. Or you can come into the forums and talk to some people and maybe give some advice and maybe find a little bit of information that helps you. So come check us out. All right, that's about it for me. I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.